with a little tour with the Cub Scouts. Thanks for coming, and thanks for everybody being here. It's a special, it's a regular meeting, but kind of a special meeting because of the things that we're doing today. We have the Cub Scouts here to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, and our flag's right there. If you would stand up and come a couple feet up and lead us, that would be great.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you for doing that, and thanks for each one of you to ask questions as we went around, and I appreciate it. You can always email us with other questions. We have roll call. Councilmember Huffaker's called in. Is that correct?
I am here.
All right, thanks. So everybody is here. So first thing we do with every meeting now is a citizen comment period to provide opportunity for members of the public to address the council on any matter, including items on the agenda. Comments on public hearing, which we do have one, will be taken during that public hearing time. We ask that you'll come up to the mic, and we'll limit to name and address and give us allow 3 minutes. Do we have anybody that would like to come up and talk to us? Seeing none. All right. That's unusual. So Cub Scouts, what usually happens, somebody will come up and talk about their streets, or they'll talk about the water, or talk about things that aren't quite right. And then it's our job to listen and to hear them, and then kind of go from there with our departments and address it. It doesn't always go exactly what everybody wants, but it's definitely a time for us to be open and transparent to people, so you guys know. All right, we'll move on to the consent items.
Your Honor, I'll make a motion to approve agenda and vouchers and minutes from previous meetings. Also, a motion for the City Council to accept the work performed by the contractor Allied Trenchless LLC on a small works CIPP project number SW23-03, and further authorize the city administrator to sign the final contract vouchers certification on behalf of the city of Wenatchee.
Second.
We have a motion by Councilmember Hornby and second by Councilmember Atkins to approve agenda and vouchers and minutes from previous meeting. Also, the motion for the City Council to accept the work performed by the contractor Allied Trenchless LLC on the small works CIPP project number SW23-03, and further authorize the city administrator to sign the final contract voucher certification on behalf of the city of Wenatchee. Any discussion? Comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed?
Aye.
Oh, sorry, Councilmember Huffaker, apologize. Motion pass. We have some presentations tonight.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. Carrie Page, Director of Human Resources, and I have the pleasure of presenting our Years of Service Milestone Awards this evening. I'd like to start by recognizing a 30-year employee. Her name is Tina Erwert, and she's our police record specialist in the police department. 30 years. It's an incredible accomplishment. She couldn't be here tonight, but I believe, Mayor, you have something you wanted to share?
Yeah, it was nice. I sent it out about a week ago, and she said she couldn't make it, but she emails me back lots of stuff. And one is, I'm truly blessed to be in a career that was driven by passion to be part of the greater good. Living in and working for the city of Wenatchee is definitely the cherry on the top. So, yeah.
That's wonderful. Great. Thank you for sharing that. And thank you, Tina, for your service. Next, I have a 25-year employee. It is Captain Edgar Reinfeld of the Wenatchee Police Department. He is here this evening, so I would love for you, Mayor, to join me in front here for a photo with Captain Reinfeld as he is presented with his award. Congratulations. So maybe stand in front of the council.
Tucking my tummy.
We can photo.
25 years.
25 years. Scoot over here so you can be seen.
We were, where were we at last time?
Our regional law enforcement award ceremony.
Yeah. And it was one of the most impressive things. It had everybody in the region slammed. It was East Wenatchee, and Jeff Runfeld runs that program. And it was very impressive to be there. And obviously, worked hard. We were continuing to work hard, so we appreciate it very much. Let's see what he got.
Okay.
The kids ask me, what will I get to do? I go, I don't know.
Small pieces of gold.
Sir.
Yeah, I don't mind. Either. I'll just have a couple more down. Thank you. So, not here tonight, but certainly want to make mention of our 10-year service award recipients. It is Sergeant Gary Bryant. He's with the Wenatchee Police Department, as well as our utility worker in the Water Distribution Division, Brian Smitty. Of 5 years, we have Ruth Traxler, Principal Planner with the Community Development Department, Lorenzo Cornelio, Officer Cornelia with the Wenatchee Police Department, Lucas Lee, he's in our maintenance worker for our Streets Division, and then we have here tonight Kelly Weatherman, who's our Police Records Specialist in the Wenatchee Police Department. Kelly, if you wouldn't mind? And she brought her entourage.
I will not open yours. How many years? 5 years. So congratulations. Thanks for coming to that. I mean, all of our employees work hard, and it's I believe it's a great job. It's also a good back sometimes on.
Did you have anything else you wanted to say, Mayor? Okay, well, thank you very much for your service. We appreciate it.
We have, what do we have? Some proclamations, Police Week proclamation, Councilmember Harold?
I do, thank you. Proclamation to designate May 12th to 18th, 2024 as National Police Week. Excuse me. In 1962, President Kennedy proclaimed May 15th as National Peace Officers Memorial Day and the calendar week in which May 15th falls as National Police Week. And whereas the members of the Wenatchee Police Department play an important role in safeguarding the rights and freedoms of the citizens of our community, and whereas it is important that all citizens know and understand the problems, duties, and responsibilities of their police department, and that the members of our department recognize their duty to serve the people by safeguarding life and property, protecting them against violence or disorder, and protecting the innocent against deception and the weak against oppression or intimidation. And whereas our police department has grown to be a modern and professional law enforcement agency which unceasingly provides a vital public service. Now, therefore, I, Mike Poyer, Mayor of the City of Wenatchee, do recognize the week of May 12th to 18th, 2024 as National Police Week, and further extend appreciation to our Police Chief, Steve Crown, and to all law enforcement for the vital services they perform and their exemplary dedication to the community they serve. In witness whereof, I hereby set my hand and cause the seal of the City of Wenatchee to be affixed on this 9th day of May, 2024. Mike Poyer, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilmember Harold.
Can you pass it down for me?
like it.
Thank you, Mayor.
We need a few people here.
Issue doesn't actually.
You want to say a couple words? Chief Crown would like to say a few words.
These are our, this week coming up is a long-standing tradition, and since I've been here, the proclamation has been something we do every week at this time of year. One thing that is really important is the 15th of May, which is actually a candlelight vigil that is going to be extended to all law enforcement here in the valley, and it'll be the first of its kind. So we're excited to celebrate and recognize and remember those that we've lost in this profession across the state and nation. And this is a really great way to show appreciation to law enforcement. You happen to see some of these folks out in uniform passing by, take a moment, stop and say hello and thank them for the great work they do. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Our next proclamation is by Councilmember Ewer.
National Public Works Week proclamation. Whereas public works professionals focus on infrastructure, facilities, and services that are of vital importance to sustainable and resilient communities and to the public health, high quality of life, and well-being of the people of Wenatchee, Washington. And whereas these infrastructure, facilities, and services could not be provided without the dedicated efforts of public works professionals who are engineers, managers, and employees at all levels of government and the private sector, who are responsible for rebuilding, improving, and protecting our nation's transportation, water supply, water treatment, and solid waste systems, public buildings, and other structures that facilities essential for our citizens. And whereas it is in the public interest for the citizens, civic leaders, and children in Wenatchee to gain knowledge of and to maintain an ongoing interest and understanding of the importance of public works and public works programs in their respective communities. And whereas the year 2024 marks the 64th annual National Public Works Week sponsored by the American Public Works Association. Now, therefore, I, Mike Poyer, do hereby designate the week of May 19th through 25th, 2024 as National Public Works Week. I urge all citizens to join with representatives of the American Public Works Association and government agencies in activities, events, and ceremonies designed to pay tribute to our public works professionals, engineers, managers, and employees, and to recognize the substantial contributions they make to protecting our national health, safety, and quality of life. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and sealed and caused the seal of the city of Wenatchee to be affixed on this 9th day of May, 2024. Mike Poyer, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilmember Ewer. Mr. Jabberman?
The Department of One, the most important employee.
All right.
Everybody knows not to come tonight because of great.
So much, appreciate it. Thank you. Will you say a couple words for us?
Oh, thanks, Mayor. Public Works Week is celebrated the third week of May each year. It's a way to stop and celebrate all the work that Public Works does. What I like to say is literally thousands of things that we use every day are managed and maintained by the Public Works Department. It's the streets we drive on, the water we drink, the toilets we flush, and all of the infrastructure that really make the city go. And we have a wonderful staff here of about 80 people that get up every day and come and just do their work without a lot of fanfare, so that we can enjoy this great city. And so it's a great opportunity each week to stop and celebrate what they do. We have a big barbecue up at our maintenance center, and we have an equipment rodeo. So those of you that are here watching, our operators, they get to go out in our yard and they'll pick up like a tennis ball off the ground, and they have to set it on top of a cone and try to do things like that to show how good operators they are. So thank you.
Thank you, Rob. Our last proclamations by Councilmember Rosenstein.
Great. National Historic Preservation Month proclamation. Whereas historic preservation is an effective tool for managing growth and sustainable development, revitalizing neighborhoods, fostering local pride, and maintaining community character while enhancing livability. And whereas historic preservation is relevant for communities across the nation, both urban and rural, and for Americans of all ages, all walks of life, and all ethnic backgrounds. And whereas it is important to celebrate the role of history in our lives and the contributions made by dedicated individuals in helping to preserve the tangible aspects of the heritage that has shaped us as a people. Now, therefore, I, Mike Poyer, Mayor of the City of Wenatchee, do hereby proclaim the month of May as National Historic Preservation Month in the City of Wenatchee, and I urge all people in our community to join me in recognizing historic places for the purpose of instilling national and community pride, promoting heritage and the social and economic benefits of historic preservation. In witness whereof, I hereby set my hand and cause the seal of the City of Wenatchee to be affixed on this 9th day of May, 2024. Mike Poyer, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilman Rosenstein. Who do we have?
No exercise of hat on.
Thank
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Take a picture and we'll.
All right. Well, I just want to say thank you. I have Blythe Kelly, our vice chair for our Historic Preservation Board, and our program runs with a board of volunteers who helps administer this program. And then I also just wanted to shout out, as recognizing historic properties, we're doing a historic home tour in coordination with the Wenatchee Valley and Cultural Center on May 18th. So tickets are available on their website, and we're also looking for volunteers if you're interested in volunteering for that. So,
What's your website? I'm sorry.
oh, it's on the museum's website.
Museum.
Yep. All right, thank you.
We have Tom, he's going to do a presentation. This might be a good presentation to listen to, and then after that, if you guys want to know this is interesting for this. All right. Sorry.
Okay. Greetings, Mayor Poyer and City Council members. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to come and say thank you and challenge us to move forward. There's a huge lift in our community, as you guys no doubt know, of our housing crisis that we face. Common Ground Community Housing Trust was formed a couple of years ago to address the challenge we face. We are not the solution in this community by any means, but we are a viable solution that can create long-term affordability in our housing stock. And really, what we have discovered, what I discovered through my time at Serve Wenatchee, is just realized that inventory was really driving a lot of our challenges that we face. And so I just wanted to give a quick update and an overview of the model that we pursue. Common Ground Community Housing Trust and a housing trust in general is a community-led development of individually owned homes on community-owned land. And so the community continues ownership of the land. The person or the purchaser or the household buys the improvement. What we do is we acquire, own, and steward land permanently for the common good in our community. So again, it's individual owns the improvements. The community, through Common Ground Community Housing Trust, continues to own the land, and then there's a ground lease that ties those two things together to preserve permanent affordability. We really have a high level of concentration and care for stewardship. And it's not just one-dimensional stewardship. There are really three tiers of stewardship that we are about. First is the homeowner. We want to help households earning less than 80% of their area median income to attain home ownership in our community. And then also help them retain that home ownership. I can tell you in the Community Land Trust on a national scale that it is less than 1% foreclosure rate on community housing trust land. And part of that comes with this stewardship. The other thing that we do is we steward the public investment. And so there are public investments that come in to fill the affordability gap, and that public investment then, we protect that by preserving affordability for future home buyers. And then, I skipped too soon. Then we also steward the home. We stay close to the communities that we are going to develop and make sure the housing stock stays in good condition. When someone buys a community housing trust home, they get a 99-year ground lease on that. And so it is incumbent upon us as an organization and on us as a community to preserve that asset. And so we work closely as the families live in these homes to make sure that we preserve that. Where are we today? I'm happy to say that Common Ground has a full-time executive director right now. I stepped away from my role at Serve Wenatchee in April of this year, and I'm a month in to dedicate my full-time effort to this project. We have a 9-person diverse board of directors. We recently worked with a consultant to establish our 5-year strategic plan, which includes that. What we want to do is we want to build 8 homes per year over the next 5 years. At the end of that, to be able to deliver into portfolio 40 homes that are available for households in our community that will be permanently affordable. Do you know what the average tenure of a homeowner is in this country? About 7 years. That means that each home we do, on average, they're not forced to move out. They can stay there as long as they want their whole life. But on average, we're talking about 6 to 7 families per home over the next 50 years that will be benefited by this work. So the project that we're working on right now is in April of 23, just about a year ago, we closed on our first property within the city limits. That piece of property, if you haven't driven by it, if you drive by it today, it's much different than what it looked like a month ago. We actually broke ground on that project this week, and it looks very different. So our LSM permits have been issued, and we have broken ground. We've got a couple small deficiencies in our remedy on the master site plan and building permits. Those will be remedied very quickly. We plan to deliver our first 8 homes in the first quarter of 2025. The median house price in Wenatchee in April was $496,000. You could earn 150% of our area median income and not afford that median house price. Krell cottages will be sold to households earning between 65 and 80% of Wenatchee's area median income, which means the price per cottage is going to be between $165,000 and $180,000 each. This is a look at the site plan that we are working on. There's going to be 8 cottage-style homes in there. Each one of them is about 970 square feet a piece. This is on 0.4 acres. And so this certainly is a density-laden project. But if you look at the numbers that we have to deliver, as a community in terms of housing over the next 20 years, we're going to have to address density. We simply have no other option being in the valley that we are in. This actually is today. So I took a couple of pictures from today. This is, again, directly adjacent to Sangster Motors on 9th Street. We've got the project clearing and grubbing going on. We've got the fence coming out, and we've got the project working. I'm just this far away. As a matter of fact, right before I came in here, I delivered the bond for the street work to the Public Works Department. And so we're hoping to bust into the street as soon as Public Works can schedule us in. This is what they are going to end up delivering in the third quarter of, or first quarter of 2025. So that's what the project is going to look like. As a 501c3, we are reliant upon the financial support from different jurisdictions. From the city of Wenatchee, we are profoundly grateful for your support of Common Ground as an organization. You guys know that there's administrative costs that goes with being able to deliver this. And so in the nonprofit world, which I've been a nonprofit executive for 30 years, we know that the hardest dollars to raise are the dollars for your right to exist. And to be able to do that and have the support of the city and local banks and individuals, Housing Authority has supported us as well. And then there is, of course, the high cost of housing. Housing is not cheap. This is a $2.5 million project that we are working on for delivering 8 affordable housing units. And so what this project funding does is it fills that gap. If it takes us $400,000 to build and we're selling it for $180, we're talking about a $220,000 gap that we've got to fill. But the beauty of the model is that the subsidy stays with the home, and it's a one-time subsidy. It's front-end loaded and it stays there. It doesn't go in perpetuity because the homes are deed restricted. They need to be sold at an affordable rate to the next family moving in. And so I'd simply want to say today, and the reason, one of the reasons is to update, but certainly to say thank you for your support of Common Ground over time. Thank you for your diligent work to address this crisis in our community, and I believe it's fair to say that it is a crisis in our community. And also to challenge our continued creative problem solving and working together. We're, as I said at the beginning, Common Ground is not the solution for our housing crisis. It's going to take a lot of different ways that this all comes together, but in each one of those, it takes a community-driven connection with one another to make each one of the things happen that are going to give opportunities for our residents to be able to live where they work and play. And really, that is at the core of what we want to do. If you want to talk about why, that's what motivates us and keeps us moving forward, because we believe everyone in our community deserves the opportunity to live where they work and play. So I thank you. I don't know if you want to open it up for questions or if you just want me to get out of here.
Well, no, you cannot leave yet. We know this is only 1 out of 1,000, but this is going to help us. I'd love to see every year the goal that you have. And obviously, we support this. We do know there's a need, and there's going to be a need for a long, long time, right? So this is one thing that you're taking off the ground that will be inspirational. And we're hoping other models come, but boy, this is an impressive one to help the people that are working hard, because how fair is it? You could work here and not afford a home, right? And have a good job. That's struggles. So I think we believe everybody up here knows that. And so you're seriously a good example of how one of the 1,000 ways we're going to conquer this. So, and I'm going to open up for questions for Tom, whatever you guys have.
Biggest need right now for the organization?
Well, we know if we're going to achieve the goal that we talked about, we're going to have to increase staff. And so certainly funding for the organization is really critical, but project funding as well. You know, we've got a bunch of puzzle pieces, you know, with the funding model that we've got, and we've got a bunch of puzzle pieces. Unfortunately, we don't have a picture up here to be able to match the puzzle piece and put it in place. And so we're putting that puzzle together. And so, I failed to mention that part of filling that affordability gap is participation with the Public Works Department, Planning Department, the Chelan PUD, to reduce or waive hookup fees and things like that. All those are part of the puzzle that makes this work. But, right now, funding and community participation is really where we are right now.
What's your website? So if people wanted to,
commongroundwenatchee.com. Yeah.
anything else? Great work.
Incredible work, Tom. Thank you for all you do.
Thank you for the opportunity to come and share with you.
Now, Cub Scouts, wasn't that worth listening to? We're trying. We're trying as a city, we're trying as a community.
Hello again.
Thanks, Carrie.
Mayor, council members, Carrie Page, Director of Human Resources. I have 2 items under this agenda item with regard to the Salary Commission that was created in 2023. As you'll recall, the commission reviews, establishes, and adjusts salaries for council members. And the initial terms were established. There are 3 positions. Initial terms were staggered at 1, 2, and 3 years. Today I have an ordinance in front of you for reappointment of one of those members. But before we get to that, I would love the opportunity to introduce our Salary Commission members. I just have a short 1-2 sentence bio for each of them. I'd like to have Lorna Klemanski please stand and be recognized. She has lived in Wenatchee for 10 years now, and her work experience includes more than 20 years in human resources management in the public sector. And she has worked with both police departments and fire departments. Thank you, Lorna. Our position 2 commissioner is also the chair of the commission. This is Daryl Dixon, and he has lived in Wenatchee over 31 years. His work experience includes over 30 years in leadership development, organizational development, change management, executive coaching, all the things. So we appreciate you very much. And last but not least, in position number 3, this is our 3-year term. He's on his first of 3 years. Craig Larson. Craig Larson has lived in Wenatchee for over 32 years. He is currently serving as the Community Relationship Manager at the Chelan Douglas Port, Regional Port Authority. He previously served as a city council member for 6 years. So he's very valuable on the commission as well. So thank you. And if I may add, it was at their request that they be here tonight. They thought it was important to attend a council meeting, see what you do, and participate in their roles. So,
Yeah, we know Craig hasn't had enough city council meetings. No, seriously, it's nice to know that we have skilled people to stay on track, and what a wonderful knowledge you guys have to bring to us to help us out with this. So I truly mean that, Lorna, Craig, and Daryl.
Great. Okay, so before you is a motion requesting for the city council to pass a resolution number 2024-08, confirming the reappointment of Lorna Klemanski to position 1 on the Salary Commission. Each commission member may serve a total of 2 terms, so this will be her second and final term, and it will be a 3-year term.
Your Honor, I'll make a motion, a request for the City Council to pass resolution number 2024-08, confirming the reappointment of Lorna Klemanski to position 1 on the Salary Commission.
Second.
We have a motion by Councilmember Osteen and second by Councilmember Hornby for City Council to pass resolution number 2024-08, confirming the reappointment of Lorna Kleminski to position 1 of the Salary Commission reappointment. Any comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed?
Aye.
Sorry, Keith, I keep forgetting. Thank you. All those opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you.
So, where's Stephen? Rob, are you doing this? Glenn's doing this? Thank you, Glenn.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. Tonight I have a proposal for you to approve, authorize the city administrator to sign a subordination agreement for property located at 1101 and 1105 Red Apple Road. If you recall, the city council authorized a multifamily tax exemption at 1101 and 1105 Red Apple Road in 2023. This agreement was signed and recorded, and the multifamily development project has been completed. The property is for sale, and as a condition of making the loan, the lender is requiring that a lien of the mortgage be superior to the lien of the regulatory MFT agreement, the multifamily tax exemption agreement. We've talked with legal counsel, and signing this agreement has no impact on our program, and it facilitates the sale of the property. Given that there's no detrimental effect to the program, and it will facilitate the sale, staff recommends that you authorize the city administrator to sign the agreement, and we'd be certainly be happy to answer any questions you might have. This is simply an agreement, simply a requirement of the lender in order to move forward.
Just somebody's selling the property, and we're going to continue what we obligated to do.
Correct, yes.
Okay. Thanks, Glenn. Pretty straightforward. Any questions, Charlie? Okay.
I'll make a motion for the city council to authorize the city administrator to sign a subordination agreement between the city and requesters GCP 1101 LLC, a Delaware limited liability company, ACV Wenatchee LLC, a Delaware limited liability company, and ACV La Rosa LLC, a California limited liability company.
Second.
We have a motion by Councilmember Atkinson and seconded by Councilmember Hornby, correct?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. For the city council to authorize the city administrator to sign a subordination agreement between the city and requesters GCP 1101 LLC, a Delaware limited liability company, ACV Wenatchee LLC, a Delaware limited liability company, and ACV La Rosa LLC, a California limited liability company. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 All those opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Glenn.
Thank you.
Mr. Posenjack.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'm Brad Posenjack, Finance Director. I know you're always excited when I get up here because these are so interesting. A few months ago, we brought our financial policy manual to the City Council, and they adopted several different revisions. And as we started, as the year went on, we dug down, and in one sentence in the 59 pages of our financial policies actually contradicts one of the changes that we made. So this is just basically a one-sentence change to that financial policy manual, so that pretty much so that our engineers, when they go out and purchase right-of-way, like little 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, anything under 50,000, they've got the authority to just go ahead and do that without having to bring every one of those to council. So this resolution would re-adopt our financial policies with that revision in it.
Any questions?
Your Honor, I'll make a motion for City Council to adopt Resolution 2024-14, amending Section 1.2.01 of the City Financial Policy and Procedures Manual.
Second.
We have a motion by Councilmember Hornby and second by Councilmember Cuevas for City Council to adopt Resolution 2024-14, amending Section 1.2.01 of the City Financial Policy and Procedure Manual. Any discussion?
Brad, your hair looks great.
Yeah, nice, very nice.
Thanks.
Huh.
I cut it for tonight.
Councilmember Huffaker, did you hear that?
I did.
So that's our discussion. So all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries, including the favor of the haircut.
Oh, thank you for putting that in the record.
All right. Public Works Director Jessica is gone.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I offer to take this for tonight to you for Jessica Shaw, our Deputy Director. We're asking that the council, a motion to request City Council pass Resolution 2024-15 declaring an emergency to repair the stormwater main in Fifth Street and authorize the mayor's signature. The Finance Committee's been briefed on that. On this, we did get approval from the Public Works Board to fund this project at roughly $500,000 if needed, with a 15% grant and a 1.3% interest rate. We're currently negotiating with the contractor on price, and assuming we move forward in that, we should have somebody out there working here in the next 5 to 10 days. So. Any questions?
Everybody got to see the
Yeah, the
pictures?
pictures were
Yeah.
really cool. Your Honor, I'll make a motion for the City Council to pass Resolution number 2024-15 declaring an emergency to repair the stormwater main in Fifth Street and authorize the mayor's signature.
Second.
We have a motion by Councilmember Rostand and second by Councilmember Ewan, requested for the City Council to pass Resolution number 2024-15, declare an emergency to repair the stormwater main in Fifth Street and authorize the mayor's signature. Any comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Rob. Darcy Ronning. Did I say that right? I keep checking.
You did great.
Ronning.
I'll
Thank
still
you.
answer to Mariota if you don't want to call me that, but.
No. Thank you, Darcy.
Good evening, Council and Mayor. I'm here tonight to present to you our Roosevelt Utilities Improvement Project. Tonight, I'm here to ask for permission to have the city administrator sign a funding agreement that we've received. This is a Public Works Board loan for the planning of Roosevelt utility improvements to replace the stormwater, or add stormwater, there's really not any there, add stormwater, replace the old sewer, and replace the old water main. So we call it a one dig project. And this agreement is giving us the funding to go ahead and hire an engineer to do that work.
Any questions for Darcy? If not, I'd entertain a motion.
Your Honor, I'll make a motion for City Council to approve the Public Works Board legal contract agreement for the Roosevelt Utility Improvements Project, project number 2310, and authorize the city administrator to sign the agreement.
Second.
We have a motion by Councilmember Rostand and second by Councilmember Hornby for City Council to approve the Public Works Board legal contract agreement for the Roosevelt Utility Improvements Project, project number 2310, and authorize the city administrator to sign the agreement. Any comments? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
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 All those opposed? Motion carries. Darcy Ronning gets to stay here.
Yes, thank you. As a utility planner, I have some of these. So my second one is a project you're familiar with. I've been here several times to discuss the 9th Street Stormwater Water Quality Basin Project, which is funded by the Department of Ecology. This project went out to bid and we awarded, we're here tonight to ask you to award the project to J&K Earthworks LLC. They came in below the engineer's estimate, and that was at $3,819,000. This project is scheduled to start June of 2024 and would end by October 31st this year. I'm happy to answer any other questions you have on it.
This came out less than projected?
Yes,
Yeah, how much less?
$200,000
About
less.
200, okay, sorry, yeah. I was at a Chelan Douglas Transportation Council today and we talked.
You always like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right.
J&K came in at $3,648,467.53. And the engineer's estimate was the $3,819,000.
819.
Sorry, I misspoke on that.
Well, I'm glad Ecology is paying for it. And with that, I'll make a motion for the city council to award the construction contract for the 9th Street Basin Water Quality Retrofit City Project number 2101 to the lowest responsive bidder, J&K Earthworks LLC, and authorize the mayor to sign the contract documents.
Second?
We have a motion by Councilmember Hornby and second by Councilmember Atkins for City Council to award the construction contract for the 9th Street Basin Water Quality Retrofit City Project number 2101 to the lowest responsible bidder, J&K Earthworks LLC, and authorize the mayor to sign the contract documents. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Darcy Ronning.
Thank you.
So that brings us to a public hearing, correct? And we do public hearing to order and state the ground rules, purpose of the hearing, the action that the hearing body may take on the matter will address the appearance of fairness doctrine and will state the manner in which the hearing will proceed. Staff will first give a report, followed by testimony of experts and/or applicant, followed then by public testimony. All speakers, please speak, mention your name and address for the record. And any comment should be addressed to the hearing body, should be relevant to the applicant, and should not be personal in nature. Public testimony would be limited to 3 minutes. Thank you, Rob.
Good evening, Mayor and Council again. We've talked about this in the past. This is I would classify it as a housekeeping issue. We're asking that the City Council conduct a public hearing and then approve ordinance 2024-07 vacating a portion of North Columbia Street. You can see in the diagram there that it is a remnant piece that we had thought that the public road was going to extend south, so we had purchased this piece back in about 2015, but as we've been laying out the commercial development out there, we've determined that we don't need this remnant piece, and we need to vacate it back to the adjacent properties, which we own, and then we'll subsequently record a commercial binding site plan that will create a Columbia Lane, which will be a private lane through that commercial development. From an aerial view, you all know that we've completed McKittrick, the improvements there, and on the bottom of that picture is the shaded yellow there is the approximate area of the street vacation. So from that area going south, the road, it will still look like a public road. It'll have curb, gutter, and sidewalk, but it'll be private in nature, owned by the adjacent commercial property owners. So with that, I don't have anything else unless you have any questions, and then we could conduct the public hearing if there's any.
No questions. Okay. All right. Anybody from the public or online or seeing none? I'll leave it to the city council for.
Your Honor, I'll make a motion for the city council to approve ordinance number 2024-07 vacating a portion of North Columbia Street.
Second.
Oh,
We have a motion by Councilmember Atkinson, second by Councilmember Harold for City Council to approve ordinance number 2024-07, vacating a portion of the North Columbia Street. Any discussion or comments? Hearing none. All those approve?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Thanks for doing housekeeping, Rob. Appreciate it. Okay, this time I believe we want to go to executive session. So we need a motion.
Your Honor, I will move for City Council to meet in executive session for a time period not to exceed 30 minutes with legal counsel present to consider the acquisition of real estate by purchase when public knowledge regarding such consideration would cause a likelihood of increased price, RCW 42.30.1101B. The minimum price for which real estate will be offered for sale when public knowledge regarding such consideration would cause a likelihood of decreased value, RCW 42.30.1101C, and to evaluate the qualifications of applicants for public employment, RCW 42.30.110G.
Second.
We have a motion by Councilmember Harold and second by Councilmember Hornby for City Council to meet in executive session for a time period not to exceed 30 minutes with legal counsel present to consider acquisition of real estate by purchase when public knowledge regarding such consideration would cause a likelihood of increased price, RCW 42.30.1101B, the minimum price of which real estate will be offered for sale when public knowledge regarding such consideration would cause a likelihood of decreased price, RCW 42.30.1101C, and to evaluate the qualifications of applicants for public employment, RCW 42.30.110G. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Okay, 30 minutes. What time is it?
6:08.
6:08.
Don't get too close, okay?
So Mike, can you call my cell phone from the conference room, please?
Yep, we got it. It'll come through the city administrator's phone, I believe.
Thanks.
Good job, guys.
Where's Travis?
Bathroom.
No, Keith, yeah. All right, so we're out of our executive session. Councilmember Huffaker is not going to call back. Councilmember Hornby's come back. And I forgot to say Councilmember Atkinson. So for the record, I make lots of mistakes. Thanks for bearing with me. All right, so we're back done with the executive session, and if the council would like, there is one more action if they do see so.
Oh, got it. Your Honor, I'll make a motion for the city council to authorize the city administrator to execute purchase and sale agreement for the property at 135 South Chelan after review of documents by city attorney.
Second.
We have a, I'm all flustered now. We have a motion by Councilmember Ewer and second by Councilmember Cuevas for the city council authorize the city administrator to execute purchase and sale agreement for property at 135 South Chelan after review of documents by city attorney. Any discussion, comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. I want to go home. What's the mayor done anything with his life lately? Lori, you got anything? That was fun last night, but we talked about Edgar, about that. Obviously, Apple Blossom was a success. Even though it was rainy, I heard back that the food fair came back strong and did all right. So I was always excited about that. And it's really nice to see all the council members, most council members at the convention center. And I have a bet with Councilmember Huffaker. It'll be done in 15 months. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, that was nice to see that support there from the community on there. So do I have anything else? I apologize. I'm spacing off. If not, then let's see what the other city council. I did go to Schlando's Transportation Council. I'll let Rob say it because I always say it wrong. I had to do with $350,000 short, but I'll let you explain it.
Well, the punchline is the mayor was successful in getting the Chelan Douglas Transportation Commission to allocate another $1 million to the Confluence Parkway project.
Yes.
Job.
Nice work.
Man.
Job.
Hey. All right, Charlie, let's go.
I was on a tour, but I'll let the committee members talk about the Wenatchee Rescue Mission and the tiny homes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. All right, Councilmember Harold, you're up first.
Well, the pallet shelters are all in place. The only hitch or delay is the fact that there's some problems with the sewage and they have to get that fixed. It may be the end of June, start of July before they actually are able to open those up and start putting people in there. We toured the entire facility. I am just really overwhelmed and pleased and just proud of our city that we've done this work, we have these services available, and there are things in place where we can work with these people to get them on the road to recovery and moving through as a productive citizen. And I'm just really pleased that we've done this. It's been a long road to get there. Probably about 10 years.
And I second that because I was with her too, visiting the facilities. It's great movement, and thank you, Linda. Also, last week in April, I've been really busy with the firm working with the South Wenatchee Avenue corridor. We were visiting multiple business owners and buildings up in the South Wenatchee area, and we also did tabling in businesses, communicating to all people and all business owners and residents of Wenatchee to get their, what is that? The survey, right?
The survey.
The survey, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, there.
No, actually, I saw somewhere there was a lot of surveys we got back. I forget where I saw that at. Yeah.
I didn't get to do the tour, but I want to make up for that. I want to go see that. I've heard great things. Other than just a finance committee meeting and stayed very busy with Apple Blossom.
Oh, didn't we all?
Yeah. Oh, the Masawa. Welcome. That was fantastic. So thankful that we were invited to go to that. That was really special, and I've heard amazing things already from people that were host families. It was a really wonderful celebration, so that was great to see.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
I think I had mentioned to you that the two counties are working on a rental assistance program that I think could be launched by June or July that will help to keep people who need a one-time assistance to stay in their home, or so should be funding available to help maybe up to 60 people in the year, up to a $3,000 max type of thing. So
What committee is that?
the Chelan Douglas Homeless Housing Advisory Task Force.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mouthful.
Quick update from the WDA, the Downtown Association. They're initiating this thing called Block Captains, and that is to help clean up the downtown in their block. I'm really excited about it. I think other cities have done this across our nation. They're taking ownership of their blocks, picking up the trash, those kind of things. So excited to see that come about. I think this summer is their plan. Also, they were very appreciative of the crit and how they cleaned up. So the bike race that goes through the downtown corridor, it was much, much larger this year, an additional almost 250 riders that came. It next year should be a nationwide race series, so they're anticipating probably another additional 200 riders, as well as this year they added a mountain bike component, was 150 mountain bikers. So all those individuals came down to the beer garden afterwards. So it has turned into quite the economic driver for that after the parade. So the downtown was appreciative of the impact financially as well as the cleanup afterwards.
Nice. Well, I think that's it. Meeting adjourned. Everybody have a best day ever tomorrow.